Hello everyone and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today I want to talk about the 9th anniversary. So as we all know, if you read the patch notes, there's a lot of events going on right now. And I wanted to talk about some of the important ones to do. And I made a video the other day kind of briefly covering it, but this one, I just want to list off all the events and, high priority items you should get before they leave. So first of all, the official BDO live stream is going to be March 3rd at 3 p.m. Eastern. I took notes on that, so I just wanted to make sure to let you guys know. There's pretty much going to be a code. Every time the BDO stream happens, there's going to be a big code or something that gives something. But yeah, so with that said, let's talk about it. So first and foremost, high priority items. We talked about this in another video, is the loyalty shop. So what happens is there's a lot of stuff that's limited for about 2 months, 7 costumes boxes in total, and that is extreme high priority. So all you have to do is search here, and then you'll find one that is over here. So you can buy 3 per family, and it's 2 pearl outfit boxes. If you are new to the game and you can't get all the loyalties, there's a pearl shop thing that gives where is it, like if you're going to spend money on the game, there's the 1+1 box, and then it has the travel kit, and that's like 63,000. So if you're going to spend money, it's a nice bonus. But every day there's a login reward. So in your Y tab, I already collected mine for today, but it's like 1,500 or 1,000 plus loyalties every day. And so you should be able to get some of the outfits by the end of the event. So make sure to save up for that if you haven't already. But if you have a lot of them, what should you get? All the costumes, and then followed by, I would probably say anything that requires pearls and that you can't get just in-game for free. Get those first, followed by weapon exchange coupons if you plan on tag or not tagging, but like hard re-rolling a character without the tag. These are kind of less relevant these days because the tag system is here, but if you do, you might want to pick these up. Other than that, probably just a bunch of these enhancement kits. I would say this one is probably worth more than the Lifeskill one, simply because the value is just higher. But yeah, loyalties, free costume boxes, get that. Pearl shop, there's a bunch of these. It really just depends on what you need, but for most of us, if you plan on spending the 1+1 bundle and then just hold on to it for whenever. All right, so in-game events that are happening right now is 1, the 900% XP bonus for grinding and 90% for life skills. This is actually a very good time to do a lot of the other life skills, simply because 90%, believe it or not, does add up. So recently I made a video talking about what are the best life skills for beginners. I'll leave a link in the description to that, just to keep this video short. And if you're interested in checking that out, so I talked about some of the most profitable life skills to start and stuff you could do as a beginner, as well as all the drop rate bonus for grinding. So make sure to do something. If you're going for treasure items, now is probably the best time to do it. If you're a life skiller, do your thing. And the next thing I wanted to talk about are these event bosses. So these are, I guess, a little bit more tailored towards endgame players, admittedly, but if you can do them, make sure to try these. So this one is defeat Sangoon at Calamity 8 through 10. Yes, I know that's endgame gear, but let's talk about this for a second. So Sangoon, this week I did 8 and 9. So let me talk about the differences between 8, 9, and 10. So 8, you require at least 330 AP. 9 and 10 are 350. So 8 is basically the entry level that teaches you all the mechanics and everything, lower gear requirement. And so 8 is obviously easier than 9 and 10. So if that's the minimum, you just do it. 9 basically is the same thing, but if you get hit, it's kind of a one shot, even with pretty decent gear. So it's basically, if you can do 8, 9 is a harder version, more health, I think, and obviously things do more damage. And 10, I feel like I could do this, but I keep getting like desynced or something and then just getting one-shotted. But essentially 9 and 10 are the same thing, but there's no telegraphs of the mechanics. So basically, if you memorized everything from 8, 9, 10 is all of that, but it doesn't show you everything that's happening. So you just kind of have to know the mechanics. Okay, so with that said, if you could do 8, that's good. For people who are under 350 AP or what did it say? 320? Hold on. Okay, so if you're under 330, here's what people do. So I know not everyone has the gear I do, but if you have a Nuver, this number will boost you up, could potentially. So if you're, like 310-ish, 300 or something, what you could do is get the +1 AP from the bonus over here. And then if you have a Nuver, that could boost you into like the 330-ish, depending on if your thing is Capris 20 or not. But either way, whether you use a Kudum or Nuver, if you're doing the higher ones, you still kind of get one-shotted by some mechanics, even with my gear, like for the most part. So you either build super tanky or, just use a Nuver and it feels the same, kinda. You might have a lower time just because I believe monster damage is affected. But yeah, if a Nuver brings you up into the bracket where you can actually do it, I would try it. And the next thing we're talking about is defeat the party bosses on hard mode. Now, again, this is a little bit of an endgame thing, which I understand might be difficult, but I've talked about this before. These are the party bosses, and here's what they look like. So I did mine. These are the 5 I did for the week. And let's talk about this real quick. So if you've never done them and you're curious to know which one's the easiest, I would probably say Bulgasil is probably the easiest one to do, just because it's like the least number of mechanics. Downside is he hits kind of hard, so if you know how to dodge, you're good, even if you're not mechanically intense, so that's fine. Jigwe has a bit of, mechanics in terms of party and teamwork, but in terms of like difficulty, it's not really high up there. So as long as like 1 or 2 people know how to do the mechanics and can explain it, it's very easy. Uturi, there's something with this boss that when I used to do it like a month or 2 ago, it used to go very smoothly, but I think something changed with this where it's like I could still do it, but it isn't as smooth. I don't know exactly. Dark Bong Wang is like the fire bird, and it's not particularly difficult, but there are a lot of mechanics to it. So I would probably not recommend this one. I personally think it's not difficult, but if you're with a group of people who don't really know what they're doing, it could be difficult. So mechanically intense, not so much DPS check though. Byung, I don't even know what the normal difficulty is. I assume it's the same thing. I've only done it on hard, so this one is one that is very mechanically intense. Damage output, there's not a lot of movement in terms of like, the boss does teleport and move around, but the arena itself isn't too big, so like it's very mechanically intense. However, with that said, the major loot for this one includes what is that charm? I think I have one on my other character just to show you. Yeah, so it includes one of these things. So this is the only boss that gives you this charm. And if you use the primordial crystals on it, it could give you at minimum a 90 stack up to 130. So if you need stacks, it's a good idea to actually run this one. They kind of give out a lot of free 100 stacks these days, but in case you do need them, this is the only boss that actually gives this one. Blue Clad, it's mechanically intense, and my groups don't like running it. So, and Deposed Crown Prince, you just need a really strong group, and you need to know what you're doing. This is probably the hardest boss of all the party ones, and not many groups actually do it, even on normal and hard. It's just everyone. It's a gear check and a timer check. So if I were you, what I would recommend is Bulgasil or Jigwe as the easy ones. Be Young is a little bit of a learning curve, but once it's not super difficult, you just watch a video or something, and then it should click after like 2 tries. Uturi, Bong Wang are moderately mechanically intensive and a DPS check. So this one has these both have a lot of AoE damage going outwards. So just be careful of that. I would just do Bulgasil Jigwe as beginners if you've never done hard mode before. And yeah, there's a few more events that are like guild events as well, where it's PvP and all that stuff happening. So, you know, if your guild does PvP, cool. If not, it's not really a big one. But I just wanted to talk about all the events that were happening today, and that was the notable ones at least. So, with that said, one more thing before we head out is the Endless Adventure Seals. You get this by grinding, gathering, and fishing. In my experience and personal opinion, you get the most by fishing. So if you leave your computer on overnight fishing or grinding, you know, should be good. My recommendations are the valuable ones, the Cronstones, the 150 stack, and these two because you cannot get these in-game without spending money, like real-life money. So make sure to get this one, the Maid especially. Storage is, you know, just hold it until you think you need it. And then everything else is just kind of, you know, get whatever in the priority you need. I would probably say artisans are nice, but all of these are like life skills and grinding for loot scrolls and everything. So really just depends. This event is going on for quite a while, and in theory, you should be able to get all of them by the end of the event. So yeah, don't worry about it too much. Just get the high priorities like Cronstones, Maid, and everything early, and you'll be fine. Okay, so I think that's all the notable events I wanted to talk about. And I got a bunch of videos that I'm going to be updating. So if you're new to the channel, thanks so much for watching first and foremost. I would love to see you come back, hit that subscribe button. And whether you're a beginner or a veteran player, hopefully some of my videos help you guys. And yeah, hopefully if you have any questions with anything, join the Discord, or you can ask in the comments. I'm happy to point you in the right direction. And before I head out, I'll leave a bunch of links in the description. So if there was something I talked about that you wanted to know more of, like helpful videos, you can find it there. I talk about those in more detail. So see you guys tomorrow. Peace.